So the second semi-final of the men's four, with the world champions from Australia in that boat. So we'll look at the replay on the start, and at the top of your picture you've got the second Chinese boat. Then it's the Italians, took the silver medal in the World Championships last year. Good German four. Then in the yellow boat, it's the going out shot, it's the Australian World Champions. The Belarusians in the white boat, and here is the second British boat with Johnston Neal, Jacob Dawson and Tom Ford. And Tom Ford in the stroke seat, and well, there's a head-to-head going between the two British boats. Adam Neal, the big giant two-man, missed the Belgrade World Cup for infection. But let's talk about this Aussie four, Greg.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing this Australian four race. World champions, as you said, last year in Sarasota, Bradenton. Now they're in control of this one up in front, but we see the Belarusian crew beside them. I'm about a length behind. I still like the smoothness of the Australians, a bit more aggression in the Belarusian boat. And then let's keep a good eye on the race for third. The British bow, number 6, just on the very left, just showing ahead of the German boat. And the Italians, surprising me that the Italians are back there, down in about 5th place.
Well, the Australians killed everyone in the time trial yesterday. There was about 6 seconds difference, and they are really up high. Ian Wright has kind of, I think what he might have done is kept the same four. What he might have done is maybe just developed them to row a little bit more like his Swiss crew that took the gold medal in the Rio Olympics, the lightweight crew. Well, they were very light on their feet and almost pulled the boat into them on the last part of the slide. And I just wonder if that's a bit of a technique. If we look at them there, Greg, what do you think? So no weight on the feet at all, just maybe pull the boat towards them as they come up the front end?
Well, we see a lot of these Australian crews paddling, and they look like they move their hands very slowly at the finish, and then they sort of rush to the last bit. And now you see it in high speed, and at high speed it looks pretty smooth, doesn't it?
I think they're pulling, you know, they've got the technique where they try and pull themselves right onto the to the catch, so that you see the stern, it just runs flat. I mean,
but it shouldn't run flat. I mean, the idea, I guess, is that's why you coach people not to do it, because you think if you pull yourself onto the front, you're going to kick the boat backwards.
But the word was,
but they're not actually doing that.
The word was the Swiss four were going in at 57 degrees angle, but actually their boat was still accelerated to 55 degrees angle because of what they were doing at the front end. Now, if you get the Aussie four doing that, they're still accelerated till only just before the blade goes in, because they got weight off the feet. That's giving them an extra run forward, quite apart from the pace they get in the water.
Well, it's certainly working for the Australian crew. I'm really wondering what the Italians are going to be able to do here, because this crew, I really fancied them. Silver medalists in Sarasota with this same crew. What's happening with them over there in lane 2?
Well, it is the same crew, Greg, and they are clearly a crew that are not as inspired as they were last year, and I think the Italians do come on through the season. It might be a very heavy training load they're going through at the moment. Italian sweep rowing is not as strong as Italian sculling at the moment. We've seen that from the crews.
We see these Australians again right out here in the front of the field, looking very strong. We're in the final 500 now. There's a lot going on for these last qualifying place. We've got the German crew in the green boat, Belarusia and the British bow in lane 6. And I still think there's racing to be done here. In the previous race, we saw the British #1 boat come flying through and get that 3rd qualifying place. Now the British are trying to put pressure on the Belarusian crew, and I think the Belarusian crew are looking a little tired as we come in here with 2:50 to go in the red buoys.
Well, you've got the big Adam Neal come into that boat. He's a sub 540 or around 540 on the ergo. He beat Mo Sabihi in the British trials this year. So with that power in the last 250 metres, Greg, that could be enough to take the British through into qualifying position. I think they are coming through, the Belarusians. They might be in 2nd or 3rd place as we watch the Australians, but the British are going head-to-head with the Germans for that 2nd and 3rd qualifying position. There you see the shot. British closest to you, Germans in the green boat. They will be the 3 qualifiers. Belarusia have gone off the paces. Australia, 5:52. Germany, Britain do get through. And the crew that took the bronze medal in Belgrade, the Belarusians, they're out of tomorrow's final, as are the world silver medalists from Italy. And then still to finish, it's the Chinese 2nd boat. They're out of shot there, still to cross the line, Chen, Yi and Zhang.
We see the Australians here just tapping the boat around. They're going to disappear off as soon as they can, saying we're not tired, we're ready to head back and get into our recovery program for tomorrow.
So that's the German crew that finished seconds. Decent German crew. Felix Drohotta come into the stroke seat. The Bayer Leverkusen oarsman there with the white cap on, closest to you. Behind him, Peter Kluger, René Schmäler and Felix Brommel, the 23-year-old bellman.
But this Australian crew didn't disappoint, did they? I think if we're looking for a crew that's got a very, very good chance of winning, it's this one.
Yeah. You know, they're going, what were they going at? 39.40. They've really got that front turn worked out of, you know, just getting as long acceleration of the boat as you can. Confirmation 5.52 for the Australians, and that was